Yeah, I just want to wish Gonzaga the best this season. Coach Few, we got a lot of respect for him and this program. You know, after the game and the handshake lines, coach was like, "Hey, Chris, thanks for coming here and playing the game." And I want to right back at you, coach. Thank you for giving us the opportunity, and we'll have these guys back in Austin next year. And you know, sitting there last night watching Villanova play at UCLA, I just think it's what's right. It's what should happen in college basketball. You know, I think the best teams in the country should play real road games, and Coach Few's always been a guy that will do that, and we will too. You know, we look forward to playing a lot of games like this. And so I think it's just what's right for college basketball. It felt right last night watching that Nova UCLA game, and then tonight felt right. Now, I wish we would have played a lot better. I wish we would have, you know, put a better product on the court for all of college basketball fans tonight. I did think we had played a lot of grit in the second half and established some things that we certainly want to continue to establish as our journey continues. But you know, just congratulate Gonzaga on an early season, really good win. You know, I've been fortunate in my coaching career, coach places where we've developed a home court atmosphere, and this is as good as I've seen with that student section down the sideline. We had a great crowd the other night in Austin, and we're certainly striving to build something like they have here at Gonzaga in terms of student attendance. So we wish we would have played better. I know it was a big game for everybody in college basketball, especially coming after last year's COVID season. So we felt a great responsibility to play a good game tonight. It wasn't for lack of effort. Our guys were dialed in. It's a hurt locker room right now, but we'll be back. You know, I promise you that we'll be back.
Questions for Timme, please?
Do you think you guys were a little bit caught off guard by just their aggressiveness, especially Drew's early on?
I just think we weren't as locked in as we should have been. I mean, we obviously studied very hard all week, but just simple mistakes. I mean, I made a big mistake on the first play of the game, and it's inexcusable as a leader on this team. I mean, we put all the preparation into it. I just think we had to come out just more aggressive. I mean, it was just something we talked about all week, and they took it to us a little bit early. So we just got to learn from that and come back better.
That said, the start of the second half was a huge change. You guys go right at the rim, you and Trey. There's a whole different dynamic that gave you guys in the second half.
Yeah, I think just we're best when we're being really aggressive. I mean, we got a bunch of guys who are really skilled, and when we play up, we play well as a team and get it inside and out. And we just kind of had a reckless abandon at the beginning of the first half, and we got some stuff going. And we just got to continue to look to build off of that.
Timme, what makes it so difficult to guard Timme?
I mean, he's a load, man. He's true 6'10", he's strong. He plays his angles very well. He's not the most athletic guy, but I've never played someone like that. So a lot of respect to him. And it's hard to guard a guy like that when they have such good players around him too. So credit to them and credit to him.
Timme, I know Coach said, earlier this week, win or lose, you guys are going to be better for this. I know it's probably hard to digest now after the loss, but you feel like playing in this environment against this team, this will pay dividends if you kind of work for months.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially so early in the season. I mean, this is exactly what we could ask for. Obviously, we would wanted to win, not the outcome we wanted, but this is just something we could look to grow from. I mean, playing the #1 team in the country, our second game. We're going to be tested down the line time and time again. So we're just going to grow from this and look back on this and just be better.
Questions for Coach, please?
Chris, what did you make of the first early few sequences? Christian got knocked down, he got knocked down. These guys were just going right at you.
Yeah, first 4-minute game was disappointing defensively. If I had to do it back again, I might have just spent every timeout I had. You know, I used to do that in the JUCO days. It's the way to do it anyway because you want to get the game over to get out of there. 8-hour ride home. CC's closes at 10. So, no, I wish I could have helped the guys a little bit more early. They got us on some simple pick and roll tags. We knew the first play of the game was going to be pick and roll, high lift. Coach does that all the time. We just didn't get it done from a coaching standpoint or a playing standpoint. Thought we scored enough points in the first 4-minute game. We were kind of trading baskets, but we couldn't have played any worse defensively the first 4 minutes of the game. But credit them. You know, I mean, they were really aggressive, obviously. Point guard special. He just takes care of the ball. He knows who he is. They know who their best player is, Timme. You know, Chet might be the #1 pick in the draft, but I think he understands who Timme is too. So they have an identity offensively. They have point guard play. They're really good. They're as good as advertised.
Didn't you
Sorry, man, I can't hear you with that mask.
Zach, can you expound on what it's like to prep for Drew Timme the way you did, tape and get as prepared as you can, but then you see him up close and see what they do right there in the flesh. How great a difference was that versus your expectations?
Yeah, well, I'm very familiar with him. You know, we recruited him. He's from Texas, so I've seen him play before. And I understand Timmy's thoughts here, but, you know, I kind of understood maybe a little bit more than these guys what we were getting into. He's a really good player. You know, tonight I think the adjustment they made, you know, they were feeding the post from the middle of the floor a lot. And we had some game plan stuff from the side, but we just couldn't hold him off in the middle. And then in terms of how you duplicate it or replicate it in practice, you know, you can talk all you want about Kevin McHale and pivots and pump fakes and all this, but until you see the skill that he has, it's hard. We actually had a multi-layered game plan. We just didn't get a lot done. You know, we had a few successful possessions within the game, fronting him, siding him, guarding him with different people, but obviously he was the best player on the floor tonight, no doubt about it.
Why not run more doubles then?
Because they have a lot of other good players around them, but no question, fair question, right? We probably should have. A lot of times we did, we were just making mistakes.
Two last ones.
Chris, you talk about the grit in the second half. I mean, shot the ball well, moved it well, settled in. But I think you cut it to 11, 3 different times. You just couldn't get that stop or Gonzaga answer. They used to talk about those sequences where you cut it and then just couldn't quite get over the hand.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, people think of runs when you're coming from behind. We've had a few of these, just like everybody has. You know, it's not the offense. You know, you got to get stops. You know, while you're getting aggressive and while you're getting back in the game, you have to get stops, and we just couldn't. I think we missed like 3 kind of untimely free throws that then we can't get into our press. We had some things we wanted to get into in the made free throw. We missed the free throw. And just this early in the season, we're just not there in terms of playing together where we can do all the things we want to in these moments. But we'll get there for sure.
Last one.
But that's what I asked him. The second half, you guys go at the rim, you get more shots in the paint, just a better overall mix. So like that's something you can build on, right?
Yeah, I think we were much more aggressive in the second half. I mean, we have really good players, guys. We have a veteran team. This group's got a chance to be one of the best teams in the country, just like Gonzaga is. I thought the guys calmed down a little bit. We got extremely aggressive in the second half, and we scored, almost 50 points in the second half. So I would agree that our defense, your offense has to help your defense. It didn't in the first half, and your defense has to help your offense in the second half. I mean, we were trying. We just got to get those timely stops. You got to catch a few breaks, and we just couldn't. Like the last play of the first half, we make the right play, and there's a loose ball, and they throw it in. So that didn't help either.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Hey, it was a heck of a ball game, phenomenal atmosphere. Obviously, not getting to experience that last year was just huge tonight, and special to walk out there and feel it. And I think our guys played to that. Our defensive effort in the first half was really, really special against a talented, experienced team. And then, as Coach said, I caught the last part of his there. We kind of hung on and went basket for basket with them in the second half. They did a good job, really attacking us. Our defense wasn't quite nearly as good, but they were making plays. But we, all the while, kept our offense cranking to kind of hold them off. So it's a great win. I think it's a win that'll hold up well all year, and because they're primed for a special year, by my looks. So.
Mark, has the building ever been louder than that tonight? Can you recall?
I don't know. I mean, it's always been special, especially on these big nights. So, but I think in lieu of not having it last year, it sure seemed like it.
What does it mean to have a team that's willing to come out here to play you guys? Coach Spear said that you thank them after the game for doing that. Not every team will want to do it, but you guys go play tough teams on the road, and they kind of return the favor here.
I mean, we've had everybody come up here. I mean, there's only about 2 left, I think, that we haven't had that we need to get up here at some point. It's probably Kentucky and Duke, and then we'll have the whole Market Corner to coming up here. So we've been very fortunate to people that come up here and play us. And we set this thing up, obviously, with Shaka. He was a good friend of mine, but it was great when Chris got the job. He was excited to keep it going, and we actually flipped it because they want us to open their new arena next year. So the way it was scheduled, we probably should have went to their place this year because that's what it was scheduled last year.
Drew, can you talk a bit about team's win, but also you had career high, 37 points there, and what maybe looks they gave you that might have been surprising? You seem to certainly take advantage of what you were able to do down low.
I mean, Coach put a great plan together. It was obviously words, but it was a great team win, man. You know, you've guys like Rossier, who just plays so hard and just can create for himself. Andrew, who's just so calm and poised, no matter how much pressure there is, he can always find the right open guy, you know. And it was a great team effort, man. I can be proud of these guys, you know, because that's a tough team, you know. And like Coach said, they're going to be a really good team, and well, they are a really good team. So, you know, it was a good challenge for us. I'm glad of how we handled it, and you know, we got some tough games coming up, so you know, we got to prepare for those too.
Drew, it certainly seemed like you were enjoying yourself out there tonight. Do you think this is one of the most fun games you've ever played in for yourself?
I always have fun when I play. It's a joy to play this game, so that's just me. That's nothing out of the ordinary.
Coach, Drew drew 9 fouls, converted 7 to 9 times. Even when he's not putting the ball in the hoop from the floor, he's productive, whether it's getting someone in foul trouble or scoring from the line. How important is it to you to have a big man who, even when the shot doesn't fall, it's still a net positive?
I mean, obviously, tonight and all through last year, I mean, it's huge. It's huge to have arguably the best player in college basketball. And he played like it tonight. I mean, I don't think he left any doubt tonight. And we were talking in the locker room. I think Andrew would have had 22 assists, but Drew uses 19 dribbles on all his moves. So
He gets too many of those. You can't have too many.
I thought Andrew was really good tonight. I mean, that was relentless pressure. And for us to go 40 minutes with 7 turnovers, and he's a special guard. It's nice to have Drew to be able to pitch it to somebody that you know you can get a bucket or draw a foul, but it's also nice to have a point guard that you can navigate his way through presses. You know, they were junking up things, running zones, fake zones, traps, and we were just put the ball in Andrew's hands, make him solve it.
Drew, you know, pressure is a word kind of used in sports a lot that kind of gets thrown around, and I know like Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James have said in the past, like, they don't feel pressure when they play, but, you know, in tonight's game, you being arguably one of the best players in the country, playing for the #1 team, this is the biggest game that GU has seen in arguably ever, so, you know, my question for you is how is...
Were you at the Final Four last year, or did that not count as a big game?
I think he means at home. Let's
Take it easy.
Let's take it easy, okay?
All right.
Sorry. So how has your perception of, you know, pressure changed during your time here, and how do you think these moments will help you in more pressure-filled moments going forward?
You know, something Coach does an amazing job of is just telling us being able to be in pressure situations is a privilege. You don't get to just waltz into a top 5 game. You have to earn it, and you have to prove yourself that you can be in that situation, you know. So we don't take these games for granted. Coach does a great job of scheduling them and putting us in this position, and it's a privilege to play a team like that and, you know, a team to come up here like that. So we're just grateful for the opportunity to play high-level games, you know, and no one's better in the country at scheduling those than Coach.
Hey, Mark, what does it say about Drew that a lot of guys, when they decide to come back after getting NBA feedback, somebody like him, they want to show what maybe the NBA says he can't do. And instead, what is he just goes out there and does what he does well.
I mean, he's a winner, Jeff. I mean, he's a winner. He's a total team guy. He's, I think Fran was telling me he's the you know, the ultimate Zag, right? I mean, he kind of is. He has fun off the floor. He enjoys his time off the floor. But yet, when he steps between the lines, he's going to give you everything he's got. He's an off-the-charts competitor in practice, games. I think his last year, his swag that he brought to our team was very important. It helped our team, especially early as we moved through you know, all those tough games, and I think these guys feed off it a little bit. But he's a wonderful teammate. I know Rozier can speak to that, and you know, you combine all those things. I mean, that's a perfect combination. But You know, he has worked really hard. I mean, I don't know if he took a three tonight, but he has been shooting the ball really, really well from three. And I think lost in all that is we were switching ball screens with him, and I think that's probably his biggest thing that they want to see is just how he moves his feet and how he guards, and he's vastly improved at that.
Share, what did you see out there tonight? How was that experience for you going up against Texas in this kind of game? And you had 31 points in your first 2 games here at Gonzaga.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun, you know, just being a part of this new team and this new journey. So, you know, I just came in, you know, try to lead from an older aspect, you know, knowing the game and being in college for 4 years. And then just playing my role, helping guys out, you know, knocking down shots and making it easier for these guys to do what they do. So,
did it feel like, because of the success Drew had, that really it was a classic case of the other guys on the team just having a lot of opportunities because at a certain point, you know, he's going to suck up a lot of the attention and energy of the other team?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like that's going to happen a lot. I mean, you know, we go to him, you know, he's our go-to guy. You know, we feed him down there, so, you know, he's going to get a lot of attention, a lot of looks. So, you know, we got to be ready for when he kicks it out and knock down shots to soften the defense up so we can go back to work.
Rozier, what was it like hitting that shot at the half?
Honestly, I just picked it up and I tried to get it off before the clock went out. So, I mean, it went in. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun, but I didn't think it was going to happen, to be honest.
Just having moments like this, you know, you've had a winding journey in college basketball. What does it mean to you to have a game like this tonight?
I think it's big for me, you know, just getting a win like this, you know, a tough game, tough matchup, you know, just finally come out with one. So, I mean, I feel like, you know, it's big for me, you know, personally, just to take this win and keep it pushing, get some more.
Mark, can you talk about Rozier's impact in the first 2 games and the lineup that you've seen practice so far?
I was just going to say, I mean, I think he hit 2 huge shots tonight when they were making runs at us, and we needed to establish some other people other than Drew being able to score. And he hit 2 backbreakers, and Nolan hit a big one too. And you know, that's why he's here. That's why we wanted him here. He's shown he can do that throughout his whole career. And once we met him in the recruiting process and talked about he just wanted to win and you know, get to an NCAA tournament and have some success on that level, you know, we knew we had the right guy. And so he's been the right guy from day one. Been a joy to coach, and he's obviously, we need him desperately, you know, and I'm always on him. I will tell you to be more aggressive, not only just with the shot, but he's awfully quick with the ball too, and going downhill. Got to the rim early, made a couple big plays to kind of get that thing going early.
Time for a couple more.
Your older guys played very well, obviously, with these two, but I thought Anton, too, had a big role in that game.
Yep. And guys, I'm telling you, Anton is a different player this year. I mean, he's shot the ball extremely well from 3 throughout summer and fall, and had a couple that kind of were in and out tonight. But he's being more assertive, and I think he's primed for a big year.
Coach, what's Nolan Hickman's presence like in the locker room since he's come over to you guys?
I mean, these guys could probably speak to that. I mean, Nolan's a tough guy. He's kind of an old soul. I like that about him. He's just rock solid, and that's why you can see, I mean, second game of his career, we had him in down the stretch. For, well, you know, that last 10 minutes, we went to Nolan, and that shows you the trust that we have. He's, you know, he's kind of built to win, and I think he showed also just kind of how steady and how solid he is with just his decisions, his on-ball defense, and obviously he's not afraid. He shot the ball really well this fall also.